So CES 2025 kicked off on Monday, and honestly, wow. I was very amazed with it. I was kind of blown away. Not just kind of, I was blown away. You know, I always look forward to CES every year as a tech enthusiast, and now even as a tech tuber. And honestly, I love the fact that when it comes down to it, CES is what brings a lot of us tech enthusiasts together. And honestly, when it comes down to it, what better way to kick things off than to kick them off with Nvidia? If you know anything about Nvidia, you know Nvidia makes some pretty legit and pretty cool tech pieces of gear. You know, tech pieces. That was bad phrasing. They make some really amazing tech, is what I'm trying to say. You know, last year every year Nvidia makes some really great tech, but this year they really outdid themselves. Now, you're probably thinking in your mind like, well, Tony, what do you mean they outdid themselves? Well, to be honest with you, they introduced the Blackwell series. And honestly, here in the next few months, I'm actually going to be buying and building my own PC because I want to bring some more entertainment to you guys through gaming and through other means of streaming and such. First off, get your head out of the gutter. I know what you did. I know where your head went. But I wanted, and when I saw this opening keynote from Nvidia, I was blown away and I was impressed. But let's look at the recap of it because honestly, guys, it was amazing.
With AI is the house that GeForce built. GeForce enabled AI to reach the masses. And now, AI is coming home to GeForce. There are so many things that you can't do without AI. Let me show you some of it now.
Okay, full disclosure, I need to pause this for a sec. Full disclosure, I have already seen this, but every time I see it, I get really excited about it. But let's get back to it. Look at that material difference.
That was real-time computer graphics. No computer graphics researcher, no computer scientist would have told you that it is possible for us to ray trace every single pixel at this point. Ray tracing is a simulation of light. The amount of geometry that you saw was absolutely insane. It would have been impossible without artificial intelligence. There are two fundamental things that we did. We used, of course, programmable shading and ray traced acceleration to produce incredibly beautiful pixels. But then we have artificial intelligence be conditioned, be controlled by that pixel, to generate a whole bunch of other pixels. Not only is it able to generate other pixels spatially, because it's aware of what the colors should be, it has been trained on a supercomputer back in Nvidia, and so the neural network that's running on the GPU can infer and predict the pixels that we did not render.
That's so
not
insane.
only can we do that, it's called DLSS. The latest generation of DLSS also generates beyond frames. It can predict the future, generating 3 additional frames for every frame that we calculate. What you saw...
So full disclosure, when I saw this, I'm like, oh, cool, Skynet. If you know what Skynet is, make sure you tell me in the comments below. I was like, Skynet is about to rise. It's the end of the world. And I was making jokes about it, but it's cool, but it's also concerning. This makes me excited about tech, but also does make me a little concerned.
If we just said 4 frames of what you saw, because we're going to render 1 frame and generate 3. If I said 4 frames at full HD, 4K, that's 33 million pixels or so. Out of that 33 million pixels, we computed only 2. It is an absolute miracle that we can computationally using programmable shaders and our ray tracing engine, to compute 2 million pixels and have AI predict all of the other 33. And as a result, we're able to render at incredibly high performance because AI does a lot less computation. It takes, of course, an enormous amount of training to produce that, but once you train it, the generation is extremely efficient. So this is one of the incredible capabilities of artificial intelligence, and that's why there's so many amazing things that are happening. We used GeForce to enable artificial intelligence, and now artificial intelligence is revolutionizing GeForce. Everyone, today we're announcing our next generation, the RTX Blackwell family. Let's take a look.
I'm excited for this. I mean, look at that. High-end density PCB, 3D vapor chamber, double flow through. Like, I mean, this is the epitome of a GPU that I want in my computer. Oh, man, this is going to be amazing. Ultra-fast G7 memory, 1.8 terabyte memory bandwidth. That's amazing. 1 terabyte memory bandwidth. Like, I cannot tell you how many times, just in general, like in a computer. And I love the fact that it has the 92 billion transistors, and oh man, it's such an amazing GPU. To be quite honest with you, like, I can't emphasize that enough. Like, this is gonna be amazing.
Here it is.
I mean, look at that thing.
Brand new GeForce RTX 50 series Blackwell architecture. The GPU is just a beast.
It is a beast.
92 billion transistors, 4,000 TOPS, 4 petaflops of AI, 3 times higher than the...
So when I was a kid, I'm going to bring this full circle just for a little bit. When I was a kid, let me get this real quick. We had a PC growing up. And honestly, I remember, like, we had a Hewlett Packard, and it was, it was decent for its time. And then I remember when I was in high school, I believe I was a sophomore, my mom bought a computer off one of my siblings who he'd built the computer from the ground up, and the computer's name was called Black Beauty, and we were very excited for it. It was a very nice computer. It was all black. It had a blue light on the side, and it was a really nice computer for its time. But I remember the GPU not being, it had the best GPU that it had for its time, but this GPU would just blow that one out of the water. And man, I can't. It just blows my mind how much we as a society have evolved when it comes to tech.
The last generation ADA, and we need all of it to generate those pixels that I showed you. 380.
Look at that. 4,000 AI tops, 380 RT flops. I mean, 125 shader T flops. I mean, 9 billion transistors, and then the G7 memory. Like, oh my gosh. And you have the AI management processor. Like, AI is just amazing. Just knowing that AI has come this far, I remember when Notre Dame went on fire, the gaming company Ubisoft, they contacted the owners of, they contacted, not the owners, they contacted the city of France. They're like, hey, we're going to use the AI from our games to help you guys rebuild the Notre Dame. And it's so cool that we have AI, that we're able to do this kind of stuff. But man, this is going to be amazing.
Ray tracing teraflops so that we could, for the pixels that we have to compute the most beautiful image you possibly can. And of course, 125 shader teraflops. There's actually a concurrent shader teraflops as well as an integer unit of equal performance. So 2 dual shaders. One is for floating point, one is for integer. G7 memory from Micron, 1.8 terabytes per second, twice the performance of our last generation. And we now have the ability to intermix AI workloads with computer graphics workloads. And one of the amazing things about this generation is the programmable shader is also able to now process neural networks.
Wow.
So the shader is able to carry these neural networks, and as a result, we invented neural texture compression and neural material shading. As a result of that, you get these amazingly beautiful images that are only possible because we use AIs to learn the texture, learn the compression algorithm, and as a result, get extraordinary results. Okay, so this is the brand new RTX Blackwell 5090.
That is so cool.
Now, even the mechanical design is a miracle. Look at this. It's got 2 fans. This whole graphics card is just one giant fan. So the question is, where's the graphics card? Is it literally this big? The voltage regulated design is state of the art. Incredible design. The engineering team did a great job. So here it is. Thank you.
That's so cool.
Okay, so those are the speeds and feeds, so how does it compare? Well, this is RTX 4090. I know many of you have one. I know it. Look, it's $1,599. It is one of the best investments you could possibly make.
It's true.
For $1,599, you bring it home to your $10,000 PC entertainment command center. Isn't that right? Don't tell me that's not true. Don't be ashamed.
I'm not ashamed.
It's liquid cooled. Fancy lights all over it.
Yeah, that 4090 is right, has been one of the best GPUs you could get on the market right now. But the RTX 50 series Blackwell is even better. So
you lock it when you leave. It's the modern home theater. It makes perfect sense. And now for $1,500 and $15.99, you get to upgrade that and turbocharge the living daylights out of it. Well, now with the Blackwell family RTX 5070.
See, and this is why I want to get this in my computer. It's only $549.
4090 performance at $549. Impossible without artificial intelligence. Impossible without the 4 teraops of AI tensor cores. Impossible without the G7 memories. Okay, so 5070, 4090 performance, $549, and here's the whole family. Starting from 5070 all the way up to 5090. 5090, twice the performance of a 4090.
That right there is amazing. Now, when you can get a 4090, you can get this, and it has the same capability, if not more, than the 4090 for $549. Oh my gosh. But I want you guys to pay attention to this next part that he mentions. I can actually even fast forward a little bit because they introduced a computer. And if you're in the market, like if you're like, Tony, I'm actually here, I'm going to bring this full circle. And you're just like, Tony, I really want to get into gaming. I want to stream games. This computer that they announced could be your ticket. For me, I want to do a custom build. I'm going to be honest with you. I want to do a custom build because I want to make sure that I know what's in my computer. But I want you guys to pay attention to this because this is going to be one of the first computers that has that new Nvidia GPU in it. Just make sure you guys can see.
Starting, of course, we're producing at very large scale, availability starting January. Well, it is incredible, but we managed to put these in gigantic performance GPUs into a laptop. This is a 5070 laptop. For $1,299, this 5070 laptop has a 4090 performance. I think there's one here somewhere. Let me show you this.
Look how nice that looks. That looks amazing.
This is look at this thing. Here. There's only so many pockets. Ladies and gentlemen, Janine Paul. So can you imagine? You get this incredible graphics card here, Blackwell. I'm going to shrink it and put it in there. Does that make any sense? Well, you can't do that without artificial intelligence. And the reason for that is because we're generating most of the pixels using our tensor cores. So we ray trace only the pixels we need, and we generate using artificial intelligence all of the other pixels we have. As a result, the energy efficiency is just off the charts. The future of computer graphics is neural rendering. The fusion of artificial intelligence and computer graphics. And what's really amazing.
That statement right there is true. That is the future of computer graphics, is the rendering. That's definitely true. Man, I cannot even, the little kid inside of me right now is going crazy.
Oh, here we go. Thank you. This is a surprisingly kinetic keynote. And what's really amazing is the family of GPUs we're going to put in here. And so the 5090 will fit into a laptop, a thin laptop. That last laptop was 14.9 millimeters. You got a 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070.
But honestly, guys, I cannot say how excited I am enough, because when it comes down to it, like, I'm a nerd. I geek out about tech. I love tech. It's my blood. It's my lifeline. I use tech for so many different things, And honestly, I'm going to be doing a lot more coverage of the CES stuff that's been going on this week. So just make sure you look forward to that. Make sure you look forward to some other great stuff. Like I said, gaming's coming to this channel. You know, I'm going to be doing some more reaction kind of type content as well. But on that note, guys, I will see you in the next video.